Abbie, a 4-2 victory last weekend in the first round of the Women's National League Cup. Firstly, let's talk about that result. How pleased were you with that?
Yeah, I was absolutely delighted. We asked the girls to go and win the game, and that's exactly what they did. So I can't fault the performance. I thought we were excellent for large parts of the game. There are obviously things that we need to take away and work on naturally from any game of football, but overall absolutely delighted with the way that we conducted ourselves throughout. Fulham were a tricky opposition, but we played some really good football, scored some fantastic goals, some standout individual performances as well. So yeah, really delighted to be in the next round. Tricky tie against Bournemouth as well. So, but you want these games, you know, if you want to win a competition like this, a National League competition, have to play the best teams, and we certainly faced one in Fulham, and we'll be facing another in Bournemouth.
You mentioned the opposition there. Obviously, we've been drawn against Bournemouth. Have you got any initial thoughts going into this game? How you know what kind of threats they could pose?
Yeah, obviously we know what Bournemouth are about. They're on an incredible run at the moment themselves after coming up. We know each other well from playing each other several times over the last few seasons. And it'll be a difficult game, as it will be, but I'm just really pleased that it was a home tie, another one for our fans. And given the difficulties around the football club at the moment, it's another one which we can hopefully pack out Coach Road for. But it's an opportunity to try things differently and try different personnel and try different things. It's a cup competition, so it's almost a free hit as opposed to the league. But in saying that, we want to do really well in this competition, and I've highlighted it as one that we feel we can do that in. So yeah, really excited to play them again and see what comes of it.
Looking at this weekend, we face more cup action as it's the first round of the Women's FA Cup. We go to Plainmoor to face Torquay United. What are your thoughts going into this game? Yeah,
really excited. I love the FA Cup. As a player, as a manager, I think it's one of it is the most exciting cup competition in the world. I'm sure many people will tell you that. But yeah, I think it'll be a tricky tie against a plucky Torquay team. They've got a very young team. Full of youth, full of exuberance, full of good quality players as well. It's not question that as well. So yeah, we need to make sure we're professional. We turn up with the right mentality. We don't take them for granted, and we're as professional as we can be for the full 90 minutes. And we want to win the game. So ultimately, that's what we need to do.
It's a rarity to have back-to-back cup weekends like this. Is there anything different that you and the kind of rest of the coaching team put into the approach to these games as opposed to league games?
No, I think it came at a really good time for us. Obviously, there's no hiding from where we are in the league, but I don't think that's a problem for us at the minute. We know we're a good football team, but it was an opportunity for us to not worry about getting 3 points every week. It was a case of let's go out there and keep doing what we're doing, and hopefully these performances will turn into wins, and it did that on Sunday. I'm a firm believer in that. If you play the right way and you do enough right things, the results will come, and it did that. And again, this weekend will be another opportunity for us to do that before we then head into what it will be a tough league fixture in Wednesday.
Georgia Vaccaro was able to come back off the bench again in the second consecutive week. How close is she now to being back to full fitness?
Yeah, I think she probably is almost there. She probably needs a couple more training sessions and a bit of a longer run in minutes. Hopefully she'll get that on Sunday. Looking to start her from the start and looking to get as many minutes as we can into her. She's a player that goes to Exeter College as well, so she's getting some regular minutes with them in their in the AOC competitions as well. So it's worked out nicely that she's building in a slower but controlled manner. The physios and strength and conditioning team are making sure they look after her properly because she's a young player and a reoccurring injury can be a nightmare. So we really want to make sure we take our time with her because she's got bags of talent and her future is very, very bright at this football club. So there's no need to rush her back into it. She'll get the football that she deserves, and hopefully we'll all see the benefits of that soon.
Obviously, a big miss for the team is Bo Jackson after she got injured in the Watford game a few weeks ago. What's the latest of her? How you know, I know it's early stages of her recovery, but what's the latest? Yeah,
really positive actually. She's responded really well to the first initial week or two off. She should be into training tonight, doing her own stuff, and she should be fine for the weekend if I decide to use her, which is probably not likely given that we've got a really difficult game on Wednesday coming up. So she'll probably just be safe for Wednesday and just do some running on the side just to make sure she's in good condition.
You mentioned Wednesday's game against Plymouth. How important is this weekend going to be for you and the rest of the team getting ready for that game?
Yeah, I mean, it's as normal as possible, you know, a game day on a Sunday and followed by a midweek, but respectfully, I don't think there'll be too much we can take from this week. I think the level of competition will be a lot higher and a lot harder on Wednesday, and that's not disrespecting Torquay at all. I just think that'll be the level of the game, the atmosphere that, you know, a Devon derby will create, especially at St James's Park. So and obviously our opposition need no introduction. They're flying high in the division at the moment. They're doing incredibly well under new management. So there's no pressure on us. We just need to make sure we go out there, execute a game plan that we've been working on for a while now, and do what we're good at.
Another rarity for the entire club is 2 Devon derbies within a week. Obviously, the men's team are playing on Thursday. I'm sure you and the team will be wishing them well in there before you have your crack at the whip a week later.
Yeah, absolutely. We're one football club here. We need to make sure that we continue on the success that we've had, and we need to win football matches. I think that Gary will not shy away from saying those words as well, and I certainly won't. We're not in a position, either of us, at this moment in time where we've got luxuries of having free hits at all. So it's games of football that we want to win. We want to win it for not just ourselves as individuals, but for the city as well. It means a lot. So yeah, we want to make sure that, especially after the strong season that we had last year, we continue to make Devon red, but it's going to be an incredibly difficult ask, but one that we're really relishing and looking forward to.
Emily, your first pre-match interview of the season, how do you think things have gone so far?
Yeah, I mean, it's been good to be back this season, obviously. Not had sort of great results, but the performances have been there. The girls are showing up each week. We're positive, so, we can't really ask for much more than that.
Looking back at last weekend, it was a 4-2 win in the first round of the Women's National League Cup. What are your thoughts on the team's performance during that game?
Yeah, I think we showed character come the end to show why, what a tier 3 team is. We started off pretty slow, I'd say. Obviously, I was on the bench, so sort of watching from the sideline. It just didn't look like we were quite clicking into that 4th, 5th gear, so I'm glad to see us sort of come away with a 4-2 win in the end.
After a late defeat the weekend before to Real Bedford in a game that it looks like we played really well in, to be fair, how important was it for the team to get back to winning ways on home turf?
Yeah, that performance, we had our chances, we just didn't quite take them, so we're building towards that win, and I think, to finally get it on Sunday, it was a good feeling.
Faced Torquay United at Plainmoor in the first round of the Women's FA Cup on Sunday. How have you and the team been looking forward to and preparing for this game?
Yeah, it's a Devon derby, it's the games you want to play in, it's the ones that the fans love, so it's been really positive around the training ground, and obviously we'll go out and train tonight, and I'm sure the girls will be buzzing to sort of play against Torquay, and I'm looking forward to it.
It's a rarity to have back-to-back cup weekends like this, with the WNL Cup last weekend, the FA Cup this weekend. Is there any difference in the kind of preparation from your side as opposed to league games?
I don't think so. It's, obviously Fulham last week, we've not played them before, so I suppose that was a bit of an unknown. But we did our VA like we do against every team. And again, Torquay, we haven't played Torquay in a couple of seasons now, I don't think. So again, they've got different players, so we'll do our VA again. And so it doesn't really change. It's just another game of football on Sunday.
Another rarity, playing at Plainmoor this weekend, followed by SJP 3 days later. How good is it as a team to be playing in these bigger stadiums as opposed to some of the other stadiums you might go to in the league?
Yeah, I mean, we play at some lovely grounds away from home, and obviously SJP being a lovely surface it is, it's nice to play on a nice grass pitch, and obviously they're usually quite big pitches, so it's nice for us to be able to really play some good football and have the space to really exploit the areas we want to exploit.
Looking ahead to just over a week's time, we host Plymouth at SJP. How important can these 2 cup games be in preparation for going back into a league game at SJP?
Yeah, obviously we've got the win on Sunday against Fulham, and hopefully we'll go out and do the same again on Sunday. So that'll be, 2 wins hopefully under our belt, which can really give us confidence going into the Plymouth game. Obviously playing at Plainmoor on a nice big pitch and a stadium, we'll be ready for that game at SJP, I think.
For looking at the wider workings of the club, it's another rarity to have 2 Devon derbies at SJP within the space of a week. Obviously, the men's team are there this Thursday. I'm sure you and the team will be looking forward to that and cheering them on before you get your crack at the whip a week later.
Yeah, it's nice for the club. You want those games, so it's nice that the men have got that game this year, back in the same league, and for us as well, being in the same league, it really shows what football's all about and the passion that fans have for it. So it'll be really nice for the fans to get sort of a double header, really.
Brilliant, thank you.